Hello, everyone. Today, Jason is here. Jason is a product manager at Norton, and he's also CEO of startup company. Today, I'm going to ask him 5 major differences between Japanese and US workplace. Jason, thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. So, please tell us about 5 major differences between Japanese and US workplace.
Yeah, so I have been working for quite a while. I've worked for a Japanese company in America. Then I've worked for 2 Japanese companies in Japan. And now I work for an American company in Japan.
Wow.
So I've had quite a range of experience, both working in America, working in Japan, and with different companies in those different countries. Japanese companies in America, American companies in Japan. So there's been quite a few differences I've noticed between Japanese companies and American companies. I think the first one, and I think that people may or may not know about this, is that one of the first things you see in a Japanese company, especially when people are starting their career, first starting, is in Japanese companies, they have this large recruitment process, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of companies, even small companies, will have this recruitment process where they'll interview many different people from the universities. And sometimes some of the big companies, they might hire 800 people at one time. And it's almost like it's like a school year. These students usually just graduated and they're joining the company.
Mm-hmm.
So typically what I see, I think, is in Japanese companies, they look more for generalists. And in American companies, they tend to look more for specialists. Mm-hmm. So generally, American companies, of course, they hire new people as well, but they're usually looking for more specific positions. Mm-hmm. Like someone to join the PR team or someone to join the marketing team. In Japanese companies, for new people, is sometimes they didn't even have a position. They just were looking for someone to join. They'll often rotate around to different divisions. They'll check out the marketing team, the PR team, and then wherever they feel they have the best fit is where they will place them, the team that they'll join. That's one of the first things that you might notice, for Japanese or for Americans working in either company. And I think on that point too, and this is my opinion, but I think if you're someone who doesn't know what you want to do, a young person who's just finishing college, I think in a lot of ways a Japanese company can be good because you can join and then you can kind of figure out which team you fit best with. Whereas in American companies, you kind of you have to guess. And you have to say, well, I think I really like marketing, and you have to join the marketing team, and hopefully you like it. And if you don't, then you might have to change jobs, because in American companies, I think it's typically harder to change divisions. Of course, it's possible, but they're typically looking for those specific people.
Yeah, so recently, kind of lifetime employment system in Japan, it's kind of like breaking. Yeah, and used to be more, as you say, new grad people, they join to the company, not for that job.
Exactly. And I think in Japanese companies, makes more choices for the employee, because sometimes they'll do business trips. Well, I say business trip, but this is like 1 or 2 years. So, I mean, it's not like a trip, it's like a placement. And they'll ask them, hey, can you go to our Thailand office for 1 year or for 2 years? I don't think that the employee has much of a choice. I think they kind of tell them, hey, you have to go here for 1 year, please.
In the United States, you always have a choice. If you don't want to go, then you don't go.
Yeah, I think you could say, I don't want to go. And I think it depends on the family situation. For example, they often will have their family with them. So they'll have a wife and children. It's a good deal because the company pays for everything. They pay for your rent. I mean, of course, you get salary, but they pay for your rent. They pay for the school for the children. They pay for transportation. They pay for moving. But I noticed when my Japanese coworkers would do this kind of expat placement, for example, I had a coworker who went to Shanghai for 18 months. He had family, but he went by himself. And I remember talking to him and being like, you're not bringing your family with you? And he said, no, it's just me going. I want my kids to stay in school in Japan.
I see. Okay. Yeah, I think it really depends. Sometimes like Japanese people, they go with family, but sometimes, as you say, like they just go them himself or herself.
Yeah, and I think it's good experience. Of course, if you do that, that's a good opportunity to grow your career.
Okay. So recruitment process is different. Allocating to different position or place is also different. Is there any other different?